Alright, so this is my second game room video. However, this is the first one I'm doing for YouTube. And hopefully I'll get one of these up about like once every 2 to 3 months. But it's just me showing off my game room and my collection. First off, we kind of have up top these boxes. Most of them are empty, the consoles are out, except for this one right here. The PlayStation DualShock that actually has the DualShock PlayStation inside of it. I don't really need it out because I've got the PS1 down there and PS2s. I've got the big thing that kind of runs across the floor here is the PlayStation VR. I've got PS4 Pro hooked up, and here's the VR box down here that goes and connects into the VR. I've got like the whole setup for it. And then right behind there we have the Wii U tablet. So we can play that. Alright, starting on this shelf, we've got Super Nintendo, N64, and Nintendo games. Also got the Transfer Pack and the Game Shark. Got my original N64 there. Got another N64 kind of up there. But that one's probably going to be given away. PC games. And then we got my kind of Game Boy Advance collection. Got the 3DS Persona Special Edition, a few loose cart games, this custom-made Game Boy Advanced. I've got the wife's original red Game Boy Advanced back here, or sorry, 3DS XL back here. I've got a Japanese 3DS, kind of the older model. Open that up. But yeah, that is Japanese, so I can play my Japanese 3DS and DS games. Then I've got the Zelda Phantom Hourglass Special Edition, black, kind of custom made. We have a few loose cart 3D or not 3DS, Game Boy Advanced games, and then kind of the Game Boy Advance, DS, and 3DS games. And I got a few of the different little carts, like the DS2, which is basically just an R4 card, and then 3 different model of the action replays / code breakers for the different model of DS. Got the box for the Action Replay Plus. It's actually in the Saturn right now. I've got these 3 Genesis games right now, the 2 Sega CD, and 2 Dreamcast games right now. I've got a few more coming in the mail, like quite a bit of Sega Saturn, so I'll definitely be adding that over here, and it'll fill up real fast. Got this beauty right here, the Model 2 along with the Sega CD. Works perfectly, freaking amazing. I know most people don't like the Sega CD because the FMV, but I just love the goofiness of the FMV, honestly. We've got a few game soundtracks right here. Most of them are from the Shin Megami Tensei series because they always include gaming soundtracks, awesomely enough. Got a Viva Pinata Special Edition, the Doom hard case for 360, and then just a few different little 360 and the 2 Xbox games. Moving down here, we've got my PSP collection and my PS Vita collection. Right here was the Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. I had gotten that long before they had announced that it was coming out to in English. So got the PS2 Time Crisis 3 with GunCon. So these GunCons, along with a lot of like the Zappers and old school guns, they only work on CRT TVs. So I'll kind of show that off here in a little bit. Got a few awesome PlayStation games, including a Japanese PlayStation game. I've got lots more Japanese PlayStation and PS2 games coming in. Got a few like custom-made boxes for a lot of the Shin Megami Tensei games and my Harvest Moon Back to Nature, just because I love those games, and I don't know what ended up happening in the cases, sadly. There's my PS2 games and that Game Shark Lite. I also have a few loose PlayStation and PS2 games, and even some computer games, because I just lost the boxes because I put them away inside of a binder so I could, kind of get to them more easily, and ended up losing the games, or losing the boxes before I kind of became a collector. Before I started really collecting anyways. Got a few just loose stuff, a lot of Disney Infinity stuff in here, and then the actual gun cons themselves and a few extra controllers for the systems. This is my original Fat Boy PS2. I'd fixed this one up. I got it for like I think 40 down in Dallas, and it was all messed up, but I fixed it up. And then I've got this slim silver one. That's actually the Japanese PS2 right here, so I can play my Japanese games because it is region locked. But of course, I can play Japanese PS2 and PS1 games. I got the Fat Boy Xbox. I've got a little tablet in here that I have a TV hookup with, so I can just plug it into any TV that does HDMI and kind of do a lot of retro gaming on the go whenever I go to places, so I don't have to just kind of carry all these systems around with me. Got a few statue stuff around just to kind of fill up some of these blank spots that'll eventually be filled up with actual games in the long run. It's my PS4 games. Quite a bit, and there's also, like, I just have the 2 VR games for physical copies. I do have 2 that are downloaded. I don't really care for downloaded so much, but my brother-in-law wanted to play some extra ones, and we didn't want to pay $60 for games, so he actually downloaded some. First Prince Batgirl right there. I got the PSP 1000 model, the PSP 2000 Darth Vader model, and then back there I got the PS Vita, and then right behind it in that little teddy bag I've got the PS TV with all of its hookups, so I can take it on the go with me if I go somewhere. Got the Wii U down here with the 2 Wiimotes and the GameCube controller expansion. As we saw the PS4 earlier, there's my Saturn with the Action Replay card sitting in it. A Wii. Down here we've got the Dreamcast and that PS1. I got the Retron 5 back here. That's what I do a lot of my retro gaming on for the most part, just because it's easy to have it hooked up. But I hear that this doesn't do the zappers, and apparently it doesn't play a few games. I'm not sure which ones yet because I haven't found any, but you can just put an SD card and load up ROMs on it anyways, so you only ever need to put like kind of like lesser games in there and not have to worry about them not playing or getting screwed up. I got the PS3. This is the 80 gig model right here, and then my sound system, which as you saw kind of runs through. In there's where I got my binder with the loose carts, and then in here I've got all my controllers and all my hookups for the games in their own bags labeled, and then I have a few carrying cases for the handheld models. Up in here we got freaking Gwen Stacy, fucking amazing statue. Got that from my brother for my wedding. It was awesome. Up here we've got the Game Boy Color. I've got the Game Boy New York Pokemon Center Special Edition Game Boy Color, and then Pokemon Yellow, and then these are all actually Japanese Game Boy games right now. So I've got like a nice huge stack of Japanese Game Boy games and Game Boy Color games, including like the entire Japanese collection of the Pokemon series. So it's pretty cool. Cool thing about the Game Boys is that they're not region locked, so you can play any of the consoles on them, or any of the regions on them. Just a few little extra stuff, mostly from video game stuff. More kind of extras. Even though I actually have the games up in display, they're just not in their boxes. I leave the boxes empty. I try to take care of them as best I can. My Wii collection, my Wii U collection. Got the 360, and here's all my like PS3 games in here. Got more Warfare 2 Hardened Edition. A few other PS3 games. This was my original PS3 Fat Boy. It was the 30 gig model that was backwards compatible. As you can see from the USB ports. So the way to know that if you're looking for a fat model PS3 and you want the backwards compatible one, the way that you know that it's backwards compatible is it's one of these fat models and it has those 4 USB ports in the front. Then I got some card stuff here, not really video games so much, but there's also some art books and strategy guides for a few of the games. Mostly there's just cards down there. Then of course I got my DDR pads for the DDR games. Then kind of moving on back over to here, we had the my extra N64 that fixed up, and then the King of Fighters 14 Special Edition, Dead or Alive 5 Special Edition. I get some more of the special editions up there in a minute. I've got my arcade cabinet over here. Got the 2 tables on each side to hold drinks. And then even like right behind the arcade cabinet we got a bar. So yeah, this is the living room, but it's definitely become the game room. Alright, give me just a second. Okay, now moving on to my office, I've got kind of some more gaming stuff in here. I've got the there's a thing, the Gear VR for my Samsung phone. I don't really play on that too much, but it's just kind of fun to have. And it was my first kind of experience with VR, other than before the PSVR. And then running back here, we've got the CRT TVs. I ended up picking up both of these for free, so definitely can't complain about that. I would have rather had a bigger one, but like I said, can't complain about free. And then up top, we've got the Sega Classic console. I like having this one in here because I don't have to bring the games in here. This one has 40 games loaded onto it, and it's also got the infrared controllers, so me and my son will come in here and usually play Sonic because he absolutely loves that. And then the only other kind of thing you can't really see in here is that in my bedroom I've got my old PS4, my original PS4 that I had bought before I got the PS4 Pro. The wife plays on that, and we watch Netflix in the bedroom and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's kind of my video game tour. I do hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you will like and subscribe, and feel free to comment on about how your collection's better. Alright, don't forget to take care of yourselves, guys.